We're here today with Tim Woosley, who teaches guitar in Lincoln, Nebraska, and who also has a profile on FindaGuitarTeacher.com. Good afternoon, Tim. Thanks for talking to us today.
Hey, James, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, a real pleasure to meet you. Can you tell us first, where in Lincoln do you teach?
We teach basically in central Lincoln here. The nearest landmark would be Paisano's Pizza. Everybody loves their local pizza, and
Yes,
so that's the closest way to find us.
excellent. And do all the students you teach come to you? Now, do I have it right? You're at Lincoln School of Music. That's your school?
That's correct. Yep, I'm the music director here and the primary teacher at Lincoln School of Music.
And do all the students you teach come to Lincoln School of Music, or do you ever teach any of your guitar lessons in people's homes?
Well, I usually teach them here. However, I do occasionally. I have some students that I teach in a kind of a suburban city of Waverly, and I'll go there at a school, and I'll teach at the Waverly School after school as a
Got it.
group program.
Oh, excellent. And can you tell us what ages do you teach? Do you teach both adults and children?
Right. I always say I'm not concerned with the age. I'm more concerned with their abilities to pay attention
Yes.
because I've got 8-year-old students that'll pay attention, and I've got 20-year-old students that won't. So the age doesn't make a difference. So 6 to 60. How's that? 6 to 60.
That sounds great. And on your Find a Guitar Teacher profile, you mentioned that you kind of teach mostly beginner and intermediate because that's a level that you enjoy teaching very much. Is that still true?
Yes, absolutely. That's an exciting part of some students get it right away, and some students they take a while. But it's always exciting to have to witness kind of that aha moment where they finally understand something for the first time. And so I always love seeing that spark and try to find a way to encourage that spark.
And it sounds like your approach to teaching is to find out how the student learns so that you can find that moment as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
And do you teach other instruments besides guitar?
I'll do it on a dare, but I don't usually primarily do it very often. I teach a little bit of mandolin, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll teach the bass, but
Okay.
primarily the guitar is my main instrument.
Got it. And when students come to you there at Lincoln School of Music, what styles do you find that they're most interested in learning?
Well, I find a great deal of people will vary in their styles, but most of them tend to want to learn classic rock or pop stuff, top 40, or I occasionally have students that are interested in blues. But usually it's classic rock and pop and blues are the kind of the three main styles that people enjoy.
That's excellent. And I would say that that's a common denominator with a lot of the teachers I've spoken with and with my own teaching as well, that the classic rock and the pop and the blues too, and these days too, a lot of folk as well. Mo-
Absolutely.
Most people are interested in those styles. Well,
Hmm.
are there other styles that you enjoy and play that you will offer to students as they get more advanced?
Those are kind of where that's kind of my wheelhouse, or those three right there.
Yes.
I do enjoy just some mostly like acoustic finger picking things like that, some blues, but that's primarily where I sit and I live and breathe in those areas.
Got it. And can you tell us a little bit about the scheduling format? How often do you work with students, and how long are the lessons?
I do 30-minute one-on-one private lessons once a week, probably like most folks. You'll come in, let's say on a Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon or at 7 in the evening, and we cover some of the basics. We find out if there's any problems, any holes in what you've been working on last week, and then we basically take it off to the next level from there.
Cool. And what are your fees, Tim?
The lessons are $25 a lesson. That's a 30-minute private lesson, and there is a annual registration fee that we take care of once a year.
Got it. And do your students pay each lesson, or do they pay monthly?
I made it convenient for them by they can pay for it monthly through automatic withdrawals, kind of like your insurance or your car payment. So the
Right.
first of the month, that takes care of the lessons, and then we don't have to worry about playing that whole, did you bring your check, did you bring the money? I just like to focus mostly on the lessons.
That's always a good thing to focus on, and it's easy to get distracted by a lot of things. So the simpler you can keep it and the more direct, the better. That certainly sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
And can you tell us in kind of simple terms, what is your approach to teaching when a student comes to you? You mentioned that aha moment. When how do you teach each individual student? Is there a basic approach that you'll try to use with the people who come to you?
I do use a basic approach, but I find that everybody's a little bit different. So if they're brand new beginners, I want to get them excited and I want to give them some fast wins. And so I usually teach what I call caveman theory. And that's basically, most people don't really care about, when they come into the studio, they don't care about the notes in the D minor scale. They just want to be able to play a song for their girlfriend, or they want to lead worship at their church, or they want to just hang out and play a song for their wife. And so everybody has these different goals, but I like to try to give them the quickest gains as possible. So I'll give them simple songs, and I'll give them vegetables. So the way I use the analogy is I'll give them carrot through carrot cake.
Yes.
And so instead of me teaching them a series of chord progressions, I'll give them a song that has those chord progressions in it that also gives them the ability to work on their strum patterns, have the ability to quickly switch from one progression to another. And so in that fact, they're actually learning more than one thing as they're going along and learning the song they wanted to learn anyway.
And it reminds, like an analogy with language would be when we learn to speak English, we weren't learning it from grammar first. We were learning it because we wanted to talk to other people. It sounds like that's what you're doing with the songs that you teach to a beginning student.
Absolutely, absolutely. My analogy I like to use is I like chocolate chip cookies. I like to eat chocolate chip cookies, and I really don't care if you use a pinch of salt or an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. And so I just want to eat the cookies. So I feel that's kind of how it is with a lot of people coming in. They just want to eat the cookies. They don't care about the ingredients. Not that those ingredients aren't important, but I find that once I've enjoyed those cookies enough, I'm interested. Hey, I'd like to make these cookies myself. What ingredients are you using? So initially, it's just get them excited, get them some quick wins, have them be playing the guitar and enjoying it, and then eventually we'll build that foundation that's required, but we want to get them excited about it first.
Excellent. And I know a lot of guitar students want to be able to play and sing. Do you help people accompany themselves with these songs? Or do you find a lot of students are more interested in the instrumental side of guitar?
Well, I find that a lot of students are kind of afraid to sing and play at the same time. And so what I do is I have recitals. I hate the word recitals, by the way. I call them concerts. The recitals give me that vision of the kid in the starchy suit and playing a really
Of course.
sad tune. And so we have two concerts we have throughout the year, one at wintertime and then one at the end of the school year. And that gives them a chance to kind of showcase their abilities. It gives them a chance to work towards a goal, and it gives them a chance to avoid that stage fright that everybody has. And so I always encourage, we don't ever force anybody to do them, but I encourage them to do that, and that gives them a chance to perform singing or by themselves, just as an instrument, in a safe environment.
And I'm sure if they do that once, the ice really breaks and they feel a lot more comfortable playing and singing either in front of other people or by themselves after that.
Yeah, their confidence is boosted. It's kind of like doing an extreme sport. You do the bungee jumping, you're on the edge of that cliff, and you're going, oh no, can't do it. You take the plunge, a second into it, you're going, this is awesome. Why did I ever not decide to do this? So it's the same way.
I don't know, Tim. If I were bungee jumping, it might be after I was done that I would start to say that. While I was hanging there, I might be.
Well, we should go bungee jumping sometime.
Have you actually done it? Tim, have you actually bungee jumped?
I haven't, no, but if you're up for it, James, let's go.
We'll put that down on our calendars and see whether we actually get to it.
Okay.
Well, I see you have an acoustic guitar that you're holding. Would you like to play something for us? Maybe a segment of a song, either playing and singing or instrumental, just to give people a taste of your guitar playing. Maybe a song that you enjoy playing when you sit down with the guitar at home.
Sure, I'd love to. The things I like to play at home, I like to play either like soft acoustical, um, folky type things, or like an acoustic blues. And so I'll play a little bit of both here. So I'll start off with kind of my acoustic-y, folky stuff. And so
Sounds
this is
good.
just a little piece I wrote here.
All right.
And then for the acoustic blues stuff, I like to do that bouncing rhythm and play.
Very cool. Both styles are such great acoustic guitar sounds. And if those are in your wheelhouse, as you referred to before, it's a good wheelhouse to be in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's fun to play and it looks impressive, but it's not that bad. It's not that hard.
No, that's true with a lot of those things that, especially the finger style that people listening you can open up a lot of eyes, as you said. That aha moment can come
Absolutely.
when you're playing a finger style song. Well, seeing you
Absolutely.
holding the guitar makes me wonder, do you offer guidance to your students about the purchase of a guitar?
I do. I actually have on my website, I wrote an article called Buying Your First Guitar, and I make it available for free on that site. And it kind of takes it step by step of different options, whether you're buying, what to look for, buying versus renting, buying online versus buying in a music store. And so it just gives kind of all these different options. And so, yeah, I love to help people out with that.
That is excellent. Well, Tim, I want to thank you. We're going to be concluding the interview in a second, but it's really wonderful to learn more about your guitar teaching and to learn about Lincoln School of Music, which you said is right there in downtown Lincoln, close to Paisano's Pizza.
Right in the center of Lincoln. Here we are.
That sounds great. Sounds like a great location. No matter which direction people are coming in, it's in a good place to come to.
Yes, it is.
And want to thank you very much for taking the time in your schedule to do the interview and want to wish you best of luck in your guitar teaching and in your music itself.
Thanks, James. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on Find a Guitar Teacher. And I just want to say thanks again.